this victory, and they will fear you. Now, you are prepared.
Alrighty, so it didn't take long actually to level my very well. This is a boosted 100 character that what you got when you got pre-ordered Legion. Don't ask me why. I think I always wanted a human paladin. I had a blood elf paladin named Kilrush, a ret paladin who eventually became a raid tank, main tank, and all the rest of it, as my story has told. But so being able to have the same character on the same server hub, and I got away with the same name because it wasn't taken on the server, which is strange. And it's the same with Kill Move, Kill Crush, a couple of common names. I thought it'd be definitely snapped up. But anyway, we're getting off topic. So leveling from basically level 101 through to 110, I had the boosted 200 experience from rested in, being an inn or rested in Dalaran or whatever. So naturally, I thought this would burn away very quickly. And so what I decided to do was I leveled up to about 103, 104, and I was about 3/4 of my bar was left to be at the 200% bonus. So I started to level my Demon Hunter, who I got to about level 103. Now, I then sort of jumped back and forth, and I was leveling as Ret and found I was getting sort of hurt and a lot more, and I switched to Protection Paladin because it was just a good synergy. And I noticed as I kept questing and doing all the quests and everything, that I was still maintaining that three-quarters of the level at 200% bonus experience. So what that meant was, as I was completing quest after quest after quest, I was still maintaining the double bonus experience, and I wasn't catching up or closing the gap. So effectively, I leveled what I felt was very, very quickly, and I thought, Jesus. So I've gone from 101 in a few days to 110. So it just seemed incredibly quick. And in that process, I really became to enjoy the Protection Pally. I did do a bit of Ret, but I just thought, nah, I ain't going to do it. I'm just going to stick to Protection Pally. Now, my experience in leveling as a new character in alt, especially in patch 7.3, I've got to say, 7.3 is very alt friendly. So what happened as soon as I leveled, a lot of things were unlocked. Like all things, if you want the rep, you want certain things, you're going to have to do a bit of a grind. The thing that put me off leveling alts was going through Suramar again. I enjoyed it the first time, but never enough to go and do it all again because it was quite lengthy. Now, fair enough, I think my brain is remembering a lot of Suramar where it was like locked off. You could only do so much, and then you'd have to wait a period of time, then they release more, new patch or something. So it might be quicker to get through everything now and all the rest of it, but because I just had that experience in Argus. So this Protection Pally, I got, let's just say, within a day, and that's not playtime. So I got to 110 a couple of days ago. By that next 6 p.m. or something, by the next 24-hour period, I'd entered Argus. My eye level was 830 or something. I was able to run around and kill quite well, be competitive. More so than my Affliction Warlock, I felt. The Affliction Warlock, I did burn down and out DPS my Protection Pally, but I rarely got caught in tough situations where I got accidentally killed or overwhelmed because I was a tank and I could handle it. Though in some instances I got wiped out. So I got to be honest, 7.3, and also you start off at 42 or 43. I think it's 42. Sorry, artifact power, which means you get 27 million% to your artifact power. So soon as I had dinged the 110, and you almost instantly unlock all the world quests. I completed 2 quests, had 300 million artifact power, and was able to take my artifact weapon straight up to almost maximum. And within less than a day, and on this guy, I'm now level 55 or 56, and my main, which is my Warlock, he's just shy of 63. I haven't played him too much because I tell you what, even though the DPS of the Affliction Warlock, I'm pulling around at 1.1, 1.2 million DPS, which is way out DPSing my Protection Pally, it just feels things are dying quicker and it's just more synergy. I think the biggest problem I have with all the Warlock specs, and I'm going to do videos on this, where Legion has let us down with the Warlock class, where they've stripped everything away, is that Affliction, you don't have to, but if you want the best damage, you've got to sit still and hit a drain thing, and you're just standing there pulling this like purple beam out, draining life out of it. It's not really engaging gameplay. Whereas with the production Pally, if you watch the video, I don't need to, but I'm running around like a mad bastard, pressing buttons, jumping around, because I haven't been able to do that. I've had a little bit of Rep Pally play, but my last time I really played a Rep Pally was back in Wrath of the Lich King, back when it was upgraded and made Uber. And the same thing with Destro is you've got the long cast time on the Chaos Bolt and the Demonology. I haven't played Demonology for a while, and while I was running around Argus, I thought, hang on a sec, I'm playing these new specs, it's new, I've been playing a Warlock for almost a fucking year, if not years now. And it was refreshing to play the Protection Pally, just everything was quick, it was a good synergy, everything was coming off cooldown, I was dropping this, dropping that, killing this, doing that, and I was enjoying it, and the Affliction Warlock, I think you got to dot, then chuck do the long cast UAs, and then drain life. And it's very methodical, and it is easy and calming at times, but it's not really engaging. And that's where Blizzard, I've watched the QAs, and that's where Blizzard has sort of, I watched the two blokes sitting there, and I've had videos going back 6 months and more, where they, what are Warlocks going on about? The DPS is fine. Great, yeah, the numbers are great. Affliction's strong and all that has benefit. Don't get me wrong, Affliction's good. I like the toolkit. It's got decent AoE and all the rest of it. But the gameplay is not. I think Warlocks are probably the least played spec now in a very long time. And what pissed me off is still the quote from, I think it's Ion. Patch 6.2 or 6.4 back in WoD. Oh, everyone's playing Demonology. We're not happy. It's a go-to spec. Everyone's playing it. How many people aren't playing Demonology now, right? How many people are playing Affliction? Like, they've done some... I like where they've gone with Destro. It's great. And I know this is my Paladin and I've sort of got on a Warlock rant, but I'm passionate about that fucking class. It's the class that made me play the game. It's the class that I started off as a warrior back in 2008, where everything was so much slower and slowed down, and you had to be... And I'm a self-sufficient guy. It's just how I've been since the age of 12, through just family tragedy in my life, that I've had to learn to do things and be there and do it on my own with, my father as I've grown up. And so I'm someone... I don't wait for someone to hold my hand. I want to get out and do it. I don't like to be held back. I like to be, let me go, let me be. Let me just see how far I can go. And to me, the Warlock class back in those days... Affliction drain tanking it was. You had your little blue bobble and your dot drain. It was incredible fun. It was fast. It was quick. This current spiel of Affliction is just, Anyway, those are the three classes. I got a bit worked up there about the Warlock rant, but I really enjoyed the Protection Pally, and I want to say this is the first PvP set I'm wearing from Legion, which you can buy with 12 honor tokens. The weapon is also a PvP weapon of 5 honor tokens. I think this is from one of the raids, Dragon Flame shield, and this shoulder's actually just dropped from the what do you call them? The Greater Invasion points. Now it pissed me off. My Pally goes in, gets a 940 relic. And the 930 shoulders. I know, sorry, bonus on 930 shoulders. Go with my Warlock. All right, and my Pally goes in. The boss has like 3% of his life left. I just get off at a Justice or my Avenger Shield before the big boss drops. And then, boom, I got 2 kick-ass items. No legendaries. And then my Warlock goes in. He's pulling over a 1.2 million DPS. I'm dropping... ads. I'm doing all the mechanics, being like top 3 on the meter or something. I'm up there and performing, and nothing drops for me. No bonus roll. It's all shit. It's out of it power. and it sort of summed up my last raiding guild, that I was one of the top DPSs, least damaged, and felt like sometimes I was putting in an all-star performance, but for the good of the raid, gear was going to other people, and it was like, well, it's been 6 weeks and I haven't got any gear. What am I playing for? And then what happens is I go out and join a pug just for a bit of fun, and I get 6 bits of items, and it was like, you still want to win, you still want to get some stuff. It's a game. You want to, Christ, you're dedicating good portions of your life to play. But I really like this spec. Protection value is great, and I really like this transmog. It's basically a PvP set. I think it's the scale demon set, but you can check it out. You just go into the behind the entrance to the Paladin Order Hall, and there's a couple of Worgens there, and there's 4 sets. I was going to buy a couple more sets, but from looking at it, same but different. But anyway, I've really enjoyed the Protection Paladin. A little bit of the Ret's been good. It's just been, I've only briefly played a bit of Fire Mage, bit of Demon Hunter, low level stuff, level stuff, and the Protection Paladin. I'm probably going to try to do a bit of normal dungeon tanking than heroic. I'm probably already over geared now, but my brain is burnt from back in Wrath, being a tank and doing things properly. So we'll go ahead and stream. So what's going to follow this now is just some of my leveling and unlocking my weapons and items as I went along. I love my Warlock. I am an Orc Warlock. I'm stuck at the moment on Alliance because I've got a couple of million gold. I think I'm going to have to buy a guild or something and transfer the guild over to Horde. I think that's the only way I can do it, and I don't know. We'll work it out. But anyway, stay tuned. Now comes the experience leveling up to and unlocking the quests and the artifact power as I rise from the lowly High Lord of 101 level to max 110. Bada boom. And before I finish, one last thing I will say. I think Blizzard has fucked up in implementing the order halls for all the classes. We shouldn't all be, and I'd only see this from a Warlock point of view, now I see it through a Paladin point of view. We're all High Lords, right? We're all the Netherlord. What it should have been, and I took from the Warlock point of view, is we should have been all about part of a big council. We're part of the hero Warlock Council, the Paladin Council. We weren't the leader, because I just don't. It's hard for me to buy it when you're in the room and everyone's the High Lord. We're not playing a single player game. This isn't Ultima, whatever, back in the day. This isn't Diablo. This is a game. It's a multiplayer, and everyone's talking around. I'm the king. It's like saying we're all the king of Stormwind, or the war chief of the Horde or something, and everyone's got war chief or king, and you're like, how many kings are there? You know what I mean? So what we should have been is we should have been like High Lord Council or something, of a large council, and maybe there's a quest that everyone has to perform to become, and maybe it's a voting process, and there's certain I think it's an engine they can work in the background. I don't want to give too much away, but anyway, cutting now, get into it, watch this, here it comes, and remember, like, share, comment, semi-naked, I'm joking, because 99% of you are male, and the last thing I want to see is your penises, all right? That's the last thing I want to see. Or do I? Anyway, I've said enough. Hasta la vista. Remember, be good to your mother. And then another